Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is Thursday, February 5th, and let's see what the market looks like. It's actually a little bit mixed down a little bit. NVIDIA's up, AVGO's up. But first, all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And how are you guys this morning on our Thursday morning? Here you go. Here's the heat map right there. As you can see, AVGO is looking pretty good, but the rest of the market not so hot right now. Let's see what NVIDIA's up to at the moment. That's up a little bit. You can see AVGO semiconductor up. Let's see what MU's doing right there. That's even down right now, and that looks like it could be dipping down some more. Wow, let's keep an eye on that one at the moment, and a lot of these. So the market is very interesting looking, like we were saying last night. Something's going on here, guys, so we got to make sure we keep our eyes to it and see what's happening here, whether it's an Iran situation or something, but something's going on, I can tell you that. And let's see, BNAI running up there, that brand engagement that had recently run up big and now trying to run up. Remember CIS right here trying to run back up again there. Doge Mama 9, you were trading that one, and DHX right there trying to spike up. And AMSC right there had a little spike this morning. And TSEM is a semiconductor in Israel, and that was running up like 16% right there. And how about that American Rebel right there? That one we were just looking at the other day is trying to, wasn't that just reverse splitting or something? I remember we were just looking at it the other day. Yeah, it just recently had a reverse split. So there you go. We were just talking about that, I remember. And that's what's going on, what's popping right there. Look at Hershey right here. Not too bad. That thing's been jumping up. We were looking at that the other day. It came up on the scanner right there. Let's see what our news stories look like real quick. S&P 500 futures struggle after losses. Tech shares lower, and Bitcoin is just getting hammered, guys. It's at what, 70,144. It's about to be seeing the 69. Ethereum's at 2,074. Solana's at 89. It's down 2.7% in the overnight. Ripple's at 136. And Cardano's at 27. Holy cow, there's some sell prices right there in crypto world. So there you are with that. We can just look at it really quick while we were talking about it. Them prices were as per the stock cube right there, and that is the greatest. But it's pretty red. I'm not going to lie. It's been pretty red the last few days since I just have the crypto on there. And, yeah, look at that. Bitcoin's still down. I mean, that made remember I was saying it might level that. It's already leveling down again. I mean, this thing is just crazy dipping right here. So I'm sure we're going to see it in the 60s right now. Ethereum still dipping down right there. And then you have your Ripple is ripping its way down instead of up. And Solana right here dipping down huge. I mean, $90. That's really cheap right there. So that's getting hammered. And then Cardano's way down. Look at it. They're coming back down. Remember that big old dip that you had? Look at that. They worked their way right back down there. That's pretty wild. So that dip was trying to tell you something, I guess. We should have been listening. And that's what it looks like right there. Small caps and energy. That's where it's at right there. We did a whole energy list last night, if you guys were listening to the show. And where is that list at? I have to find it. Where the heck did I put that list? Hold on. I don't even know where I put that list. I'd have to look. It was on my like I said, I did it on Chat GPT, and I don't even see it here. What the heck? Where'd it go? I don't even know where it is. I was doing stuff last night, and then now it's missing. I'd have to do it again, I guess. That's pretty crazy. I was going to write them down. I never wrote them down, so I guess I'll have to do that chat again real quick, and I'll do that later on. But we looked at a bunch of them last night. I didn't write all of them down, so I'll have to do that, but I forget which one. Oil and gas are looking good. Here's Bloom Energy right here trying to bounce a little bit right there. But let's go through the market and see what's going on, Cadence and everybody else. You were on the wrong video. That's pretty funny. What video did you hop? You hopped on yesterday's video, I guess. That's pretty funny there, Cadence. That's hysterical. So now you're on the right video, Cadence. We're live. We're here this morning. The video's up. AVGO, Google down, Apple down. So there you are. Apple still don't look bad, guys. I'm not going to lie. It was down a little more. I think Apple gets running. This could be a good one there. You were on the cannabis one that I just posted, huh? Yeah, I just posted a new high on Wall Street. I had it set to post there. And actually at 7:30, guys, if you didn't see the Joe Exotic interview on X yet, go ahead, stay on YouTube at 7:30. It'll post up there this morning. So right after the show, you can watch the Joe Exotic, or 7:15 maybe. I forget. I have it set to post. Let's put it that way. So it is up there, and you'll be able to see that in a few minutes, I think. So stay tuned for that interview on X and or on YouTube as well. It's already on X. So here we go. Let's cruise through and see what's happening here this morning. Our SPY is up right now. It was just down. I'm not gonna lie. I was just looking at it before the before I came on. It was like right here. It was just down. So now it's jumping up at the moment. So that's interesting, real quick. Up $1 already, and the Qs are up $1, and that don't look. I mean, they do look like they want to kind of bounce right here, guys. And like I said, maybe this morning they want to bounce up a little bit, and then we could see another pullback like we did yesterday. So something is weird in the market. I'm not going to lie. NIWM right here is that now that one looks like it's going to bounce right there, guys. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. What are these guys doing? Like ONDS, because they took huge dips yesterday. ASTS was kind of dipping down as well. What was it, down like $10 or something crazy, or 10%? I forget. Red wire. So all these guys are still. Iron was dipping down this morning. I saw that one still down. So yeah, a lot of these guys still dipping down right there. Boyle, there you go. That one's not looking too bad. That's your natural gas, and your Gush right here. That's not even looking too healthy. ExxonMobil's still running up right there. Oxy's probably just flat, but that looks pretty good. So keep an eye on them ones for sure. And let's go ahead and go through our Mag 7 and all them guys real quick. Apple right here is down, but like I said, it does look really good right there. And Amazon right here, I did jump out of my options yesterday, obviously, in Apple, but maybe I'll look at it today. If it wants to spike up again, I'll jump in. But it doesn't look bad. I have to see how it looks this morning. The market looks a little bit weird. I'm not going to lie. It's a little crazy right now. So something is going on right here. Amazon right there is down a little bit. Doesn't look bad, but they have earnings today, guys. So we'll be watching for Amazon's earnings right here. And it doesn't seem like earnings are going so well so far. I don't know. It seems like all the companies are beating them. I don't even know what's going on, guys, but they took nice dips yesterday. Meta right here, that was dipping down off of its earnings as well. Oh no, I was thinking Google. I meant to type in Google. I typed in Meta. Google right here was dipping down, but they had their earnings yesterday, and then Meta was dipping down, and it's been dipping down right there. And that one's finally coming down. It might be trying to hit right here. It could be its base, its bottom at your 20 right there. So keep an eye on Meta if you like that one right there. And Microsoft is still dipping down a little bit, but that's making a nice little base trying to curl up. That should try to run out of the basement right there. I don't know if it'll do it today, but maybe we'll look at it for tomorrow's a Friday, next week possibly. And the video was up this morning, and nothing real crazy right there. So we'll be keeping an eye on the video as well and see what it wants to do. But there you go. And the video says it cannot unilaterally accept U.S. conditions on China's H-200 export licenses and is negotiating commercially practical terms for Trump-approved sales. So there you are. I guess Trump's making it difficult or something. I don't know what the heck they're doing. Who the heck knows what's happening over there? Anyway, AMC was looking pretty good, guys. That was running up yesterday. GameStop's still looking pretty decent. It is down a little bit, but that's looking pretty good this morning still. And Chewy right here is just flat. That don't look bad. And Unity's been dipping down. That could be bottomed out as well. So we can keep an eye on them couple right there. They could be decent setups. Netflix, there you go, Cadence. You were talking about Netflix right last night, and it is bouncing right off of that trend line. Look at that bad boy. So there you go, up over 1.5% for you. There you are. And that is a nice bounce. AVGO right here is up a little bit right there. It's hitting that resistance after a pull back. I don't know if it get. I mean, that is an interesting look right there. I have to keep my eye on AVGO. MU down a little bit. Looks like it could pull back a little bit more right there is what MU looks like. And TSM is up, but that looks like it could be pulling back a little bit more. So obviously we have to see what this market wants to do. SMCI pulling back after yesterday's run up on its good earnings right there. AMD got crushed yesterday on its earnings, and it's trying to rebound. It does have a bottom now finally. So there you go. And QCOM was down after its earnings pretty big. Look at that dip at 130. Wow, down $18 this morning. morning. That one got crushed. Glad I didn't play that. And snow right there has been coming down. It looks like yesterday could have been its bottom, so keep an eye for snow. It could start going back up now. And PayPal right there has been getting destroyed. But again, that could be a good opportunity, like we were saying in Laptop Travel had mentioned. That could be one that could get an acquisition or a merger going on. So I could see it, especially down there. That could be a very good price for a big company right there because they've been getting beaten down. So it could be a good opportunity. And Intel right here has that look like it wants to pull back still more, guys. So keep an eye on Intel. Dell's been setting up. Keep an eye on Dell. I'm telling you, I do like Dell right there. It has been looking good. IBM right here. That's not looking too bad. It looks like yesterday could have been its bottom. I'd have to look at it today as it runs around a little bit to see what exactly what it wants to do. And Palantir's dipping down. It's up a little bit, but it looks like it's pulling back some more. It got crushed yesterday. Sophie, that was down and looks like it could be pulling back a little bit more. Mara Riot and all these guys not doing so well at the moment. Let's put it that way. They're trying to make supports, and I don't know if they're even going to hold these support lines right here the way Bitcoin and crypto look. So there you are. And Clean Spark down even 42 cents. And you read the Caden said the reason the companies are still heading down, even though beating on earnings, is because M2 money supply and an end coming to the money printer with the new Fed chair stands. That's a very that could happen there, Cadence. I don't doubt it. And software companies need cheap money because they have to borrow so much. That is true. So yeah, that's a good perspective right there, Cadence. I like that. Thanks for sharing that this morning. And that could definitely be happening right there for sure. MicroStrategy just getting destroyed right here. Holy cow. And let's see if it can do anything on its earnings report. But look at this thing, guys. I mean, it is coming back down pretty low. You're about to see it back down from the lows of basically last year and the year before, 2024 and all that. So it is getting down here, MicroStrategy. So not good for him, not good for Sayer. He must be waking up every morning like, oh my goodness, what did I get myself into with this Bitcoin crap? This is crazy. And remember all them companies that were becoming crypto treasuries, guys. And I was saying it was probably not such a good idea at that time. Now do you see why? I should have listened and known that when they were getting in, it was probably bad. And we were thinking that they were going to be, they were pumping them up for that day. And then a big crash was coming. So look at Robinhood, though, trying to set up here. I have to say, Kathy Wood's onto something, but it keeps pulling back. And I would rather just watch it pull back and then get it as it's ready to go back up. Coinbase, same situation. I mean, look at that thing down another $5 a share. That's pretty wild right there, guys. So that's a pretty good dip, over 3%, and then your bull is still dipping down in the basement. But you know that this is the spot where you're probably want to be looking at these guys. Is when they're down here, beat down in the basement. That's where we like things. And space right here, it's trying to. It's been going down a little bit. It might have to wait until at least next week to do something. Boeing right here, up a little bit. It is bouncing off of that trend line, and that could start moving relatively soon. DJT, I think, could pull back a little bit more. It looks like it's going to. Nike was running up yesterday. It doesn't look too bad today, just down 10 cents, but doesn't look bad right there for our Nike. And then McDonald's right here had been ripping up as the market was going down. It does look like it's trying to get up to the top. It could still run up and touch this 326 area, but it might pull back after that. I don't know if it's getting through that resistance right there. And then, of course, Disney, that's trying to rebound after its old earnings. And Oxy right here looks really good. Keep an eye on this. Watch for any dips on that. ExxonMobil right there up as well. CVX. And we were saying oil and gas one's looking pretty good last night. They could have a little run. And like I said, something's going on here, guys. It's not showing us like it usually does with like your aerospace and defense stocks to be and again, it could be something totally different where now we don't see these aerospace and defense stocks because everything's going to be drones and things of that nature. Not that they're not using them, but it could be a totally like different setup coming from these type of stocks now that they're using different types of warfare and doing things differently. So I have to keep an eye on that because I know Ben was asking last night in the Discord if I had seen anything, if I noticed anything. Because I'm telling you, the market looks so weird and things are escalating in Iran. Something's going on in Iran. I don't know if they're going to have some kind of talks. They're doing something over there. Let's put it that way. And but the aerospace and defense are not setting up like it looks like something like we're going to have a war. And you guys know I called it out when the Trump assassinations happened. I've called it out previous times as well. And it gets this certain look, and we're not getting that look. So it's kind of throwing me off. But the rest of the market is completely off. Like something's weird. So just know that. And again, it could be something that maybe is changing now. I won't be able to say. I have to kind of dive into that. And I was thinking about it last night when Ben asked me, and I was kind of going through after the show, looking at them saying, I don't know, maybe it's going to change now because of the fact that they're going to all be using these drones and it's kind of a different warfare. Maybe they don't set up the exact same as they always have because you could see how like the money had shifted into them. And now it could be a little bit different. So just something I thought about last night. So something I'm going to pay attention to today. And as this Iran escalation happens, I'm going to pay attention to some of these aerospace and defense that I usually look at because, like I said, they're not telling me anything. Like, look at this. I look at this sometimes, and that's not telling me. It is getting set up though, so maybe next week. I don't. It just has a really weird look. Everything's really strange right there. I'm not gonna lie. So something's going on. I can tell you that. But the aerospace and defense not setting up like it's a war situation. But again, it could be something different now as we go into like a whole different warfare. So just something to give everybody a heads up about. But I was thinking about it last night, and Ben kind of was asking me about it, and I was like, hey, you know what? He keeps asking, and I'm like, I don't have the set, and it looks so far from that setup right now. It doesn't even look like it's going to happen. But then I'm thinking something's up with the market, so maybe something weird's happening here. I don't know, guys, but just little thoughts from last night. I was kind of looking at the market after the show as well, and just like, I wonder what the heck is going on. And so yeah, something definitely my red flag is still up because something's weird. Bezos darkest day in billionaire backed media. Oh, he had to fire a bunch of people from the Washington Post. He owns that. That's right, yesterday. So there you go. We read the stories at the beginning, but it looks like they all changed. Look at that. It just changed again right there. Dow futures hold steady. Investors await Amazon earnings. And what is this famed short seller is waiting for before betting against AI stocks? S&P 500 futures struggle after losses in tech shares lower. Bitcoin drops. We read that, I think. And then tech stocks sell off stalls as silver plunges again. And let's see. I said that's what I wanted. I'm glad I read it because I forgot. Now, what did I say? I did not like the look. I should have shorted these down because I did not like the look at them yesterday. And you got out of all metals right there. 60% cash, holding some defense stocks now. Laptop, travel. There you go. I was saying I did not like that look on silver and gold yesterday. Did I not say that? I didn't like the look on a lot of things. I should have went with my gut and shorted these down. I just didn't think they were running with that look. And there you go. Damn, if I would have just went with my gut. And I was kind of just a little, I don't know if I was afraid to do anything at the end of the day. I won't say I was afraid. I was just skeptical. The market's just so off, guys. I'm telling you, it's very weird right here. So yeah, watch this ZSL right here. Is that what you put up? SLV. This is the short right here. So yeah, look at that bad boy jumping up right there. Wow, that is running right there. Right, we had gotten into this thing like way back here, and I jumped out of it as it was pulling back. If I would have just held it for one extra day, it would have been perfectly fine. And so yeah, there you go. ZSL right there. And not too bad, and does look like it's about to going up. So silver could be cruising down, guys. So let's see what you guys are looking at. Cadence and everybody else. Cadence was on the High on Wall Street video this morning. She was sitting there watching that, wondering where we were. So I'm glad Cadence found us now. I did post a video this morning. I guess that's not a good idea to do it. I think did I do it like right at 7 a.m. That's why I probably threw you way off. I won't do that again. How about that? I'll make sure it's like at 6:45 or 7:30 or something like that. But I had a couple videos. I just posted them this morning. I was just uploading them, and I just scheduled them for this morning. Like I said, the Joe Exotic one's probably up now. It possibly is. Let me look here. I'll tell you in 2 seconds here. Let me see. Videos, and then I had another one. Yeah, I think it is. Up, it's public right there. So go ahead and check out that Joe Exotic video. It is up right there, and then there's a couple new High on Wall Street videos if you want to check them out as well. Let's continue through, see what else is happening here. We got to find out what is going on in the market and what's going to give us that big pop like we had on Apple yesterday. It could be these short and silver and gold and things like that because they are not looking good. The market's not looking great right there. Google's stellar earnings, but they have announced a substantial increase in CapEx spending, which threw investors off over concerns of revenue dilution. So yeah, there you go. And Google is investing an additional 80 billion on AI talent and resources like data centers, power, and way above what was anticipated. So AI is not going anywhere. I don't know who thinks it is, but it is just absolutely the future. And that is really good right there, Cadence. I'll put that up there. People can read that the reason companies are still heading down, even though beating in earnings is because M2 money supply, and an end coming to the money printer with the new Fed chair stand. So them software companies and these companies love that cheap money, and they're not going to be seeing it. It sounds like so. It is a very good. I would say that's a good thing to pay attention to right there. That's a good. I would say it's a good theory to float out there. Let's put it that way. I didn't really think about that, but it could definitely be something along them lines, Cadence. So yeah, I thanks for bringing that to our attention. And stay away from software anthropotics, how the hell do you say it? Whatever the fuck the name is. Anthropoc, whatever it is. I forget what it is. The new releases are reinventing software-based services, and a lot of jobs and companies are at risk. Oh, of course. I mean, it's kind of crazy. And I've been saying this for over 2 years. The first time I saw AI, guys, I knew this was going to be what was happening here. So this is no surprise to me. And you guys know I've said it since we've been doing the show. So I was saying it even before that on here, but on my X account and stuff. I don't know what anybody's going to do for a job. I mean, the AI is just going to take everything. It's everything you can try to figure out to do. We can figure out how to do it with AI better and faster and more efficient. And again, like I tell you, if you're a business owner, you don't have to worry about people calling out, holidays, sick days. This stuff works 365, 7 days a week. It's even working on Christmas. So you're not even worrying about that anymore. And so, yeah, you don't have to worry about your employees calling out, things happening, overheads cut, all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it was just a no brainer as soon as I saw it. Let's put it that way. I was like, this is going to do all this. This is pretty wild. What's anyone going to do for a living? And now you're seeing it happen. So I was like 2 years early on that bad boy. Path was definitely on the path down. That could be getting set up now, Luis Rodriguez. So maybe we keep an eye on that one. And yeah, metals right there. Not looking great. Everything going down. FLR. What is that one? Fluoro Corporation. And that's an engineering and construction company. That's interesting right there. It's touching down. I'd have to look at that. It has an interesting look for some reason. And you switched to ZASL. What the heck is that one? ZASL. Is that just another ETF? I don't even know what that. Oh, ZSL. Okay, it was a typo. All right, ZSL. We're already looking at it. So there you go. And Lulu, what's Lulu doing right here? Is Lulu looking decent? Well, actually, Lulu's looking decent. I think Lulu's getting set up right there, guys. We'll keep an eye on that. That could get set up to run again. Let's keep an eye on that today. And so far, you're 4 for 4 on Silver Trade. You have been crushing it, Laptop Travel, on the silver. Great job, dude. That's awesome. You've been in and out of that like almost money. And I should have just shorted it down yesterday. I was absolutely saying that it did not look good. I didn't like it. You can go back and listen to even last night. I said it in the Discord. I was saying I just didn't like anything. I'm telling you, I thought the whole market looked weird. Now you know why. It did. It had that crazy look, and so yeah, pretty wild. And yeah, we'll still do a Super Bowl show around noontime on Sunday, guys. I will definitely plan that. We'll do a little tailgate party. How's that for the Super Bowl? And we'll go through the stock market real quick just to see what's going on. And we'll skip our night show because obviously the Super Bowl's on and everybody's going to want to enjoy that, including myself. So. And we don't need to do commentary on the Super Bowl. It's a game you can sit there and enjoy and watch the commercials and all that good stuff and go to a party or something. So, yeah, we'll do a halftime show or not a halftime show. We'll do a tailgate party for it and do an early show for it. So there you go. And no problem, laptop travel. If you're not there for that one, like I said, we'll just kind of do like an hour, half hour to an hour show. We won't stay on too long, but we'll cruise right through the market real quick. We'll see how it leaves off on Friday tomorrow, and then what we're going to be getting into on Monday, after the Super Bowl. So, and we'll talk about the Super Bowl a little bit right there. Here's your odds right here. Seattle's still way up, and it doesn't look like New England's catching up right here. So, at least not at the moment. I'm a New England fan, so I don't think that they're catching up. It looks like Seattle's going to win the Super Bowl according to Poly Market anyway. So, there you go with that. And you feel like there's a geopolitical event about to happen. Maybe Iran, maybe not. Something setting up, laptop travel. I can agree with you on that. I've been saying the market's a little bit weird. My red flag's definitely out, guys. So something is odd. I don't know what's going on, but something is definitely off here. So we got to be safe and play it smart and probably short it down right now because that's what it looks like. And there's a rotation. Holy cow, it just moved on me. There is a rotation out of the high growth tech AI. It keeps moving on me. Some AMID valuation concerns and S&P forward right there. M2 money supply is not contracting or ending. A money printer error in a way that's tightening liquidity sharply. U.S. M2 hit a record of 22.4 trillion in December 2025. That's interesting. Wow. That's crazy. I've heard about that M2 money supply things and looked into it before. It is quite interesting. And people just follow that, to be honest with you. So, yeah, very interesting right there. I'll have to look into it. I'm familiar with it because I've looked into it before. And ASST reversed an active reverse split right there. There you go. Here's the reverse split. So then we'll look at that one after that, Central Garden, Florida. And that's tomorrow, so active tomorrow. So yeah, that's why that one's pulling back. That could be a good one right there. And Cadence said, thank you, laptop travel. Couldn't type everything he wanted to say. The article is saying Fed chair doesn't agree with easy money, but agrees with rate cuts. They're going to be cutting rates. I mean, that's what Trump wants. That's what he's going to be getting. He's bringing in a Fed chair, so they cut the rates. So that's what's going to be interesting because, the rates are coming down to where they want them. So that's why that the market's going to want to run and that they want to kind of do things like that. So earnings beats aren't saving stocks because of high valuation sector specific worries, AI disruption and tech rotation, macro jitters, not because M2 is shrinking or Fed has slammed the printer shut. So there you go. And VIX almost at 20 right there. I bet it is up this morning. It's probably getting pretty green. And yeah, there, look at that bad boy curling right up there, looking pretty good. And so, yeah, look at that. Your 20 is actually curling up to your 50 right there. So, when that happens, they're going to jump. And that's definitely something to look at and to see the market coming down. And that's going up right there. And like I said, you got that coming up. So, yeah, interesting. Warsh is an excuse, not the reason. I agree. That could be a great excuse for this big sell. The market has been way overvalued. And it just constantly runs up. So it always needs that good, healthy pullback. You always got to be waiting for it. So we know it's going to bounce right back up. You just got to catch that bottom. And so that's what we always do here. And that's what we do best, to be honest with you. We do it all the time. So that's why I'm looking at everything, checking things out, being a little cautious right now. My red flag is up. And we'll have to keep an eye on things. And I did have a couple of these, nothing crazy. It's down. I didn't think it was going to bounce back up. So that one I might have to jump out. Although my options are like all the way to the 20th. So that could curl right back up there. And it is all the way down. So not a big deal. Just had a couple. But yeah, Google down. I mean, everything down. And AVGO. That doesn't even look that great right there. That could be pulling pulling back. So keep your eye on that. MU down this morning, coming down. So that is what our market looks like, everybody. It looks kind of red right now, just like that. Look at Bitcoin, 69,326. That is down there, huh? That just dropped like $1,000 while we were on here, I think. I don't even know. I think it did, though. Holy cow, that thing's getting smoked. So there you go, everybody. And ONDS and Redwire diving as well. Yeah, the entire market is everything right now, guys. I can't imagine the SPY and the Kia. They're down right now in the Qs. So I think we're going to see some dipping. They were up in the beginning. They had that little bounce going there, and now you're seeing it come back down. Might see a little bounce at the beginning of the morning, but I think you're going to see it coming down today. So that's what it looks like right now, guys. That's what we're getting into today. So we'll be keeping an eye on the market. I'll keep you guys updated in the Discord. I'll be on there, obviously, with Ben. We'll be live trading, checking everything out, and seeing what opportunities we have. And I'll be watching, like I said, aerospace and defense, but a couple other things now because it's a little bit weird. Something's going on. So there you go, everybody. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Cadence, thank you for bringing all that good stuff up in Laptop Travel. Louis Rodriguez and Sam and Robin driving to work. Doge Mom and 9 and everybody else. And we're hoping Asian Joe Lee is all good. So you guys enjoy your day. Be sure to trade smart and lock in those profits. It's a crazy day out there, that's for sure. Something's going on. My red flag's up, guys. I'm just letting you know. I'll end the show with that. Goodbye, good luck, see you later, and have a great day, everyone.